Montana?
All right. Hopefully I'm not afraid. If I'm not, it's
I think you are.
But yeah.
Hold on, let me check why you said that.
You already got me. It don't make no sense, bro.
This is where you would be.
calm.
I'm good. You're good. You just gotta lean in. You can move in a little bit.
Uh, right here, good.
Yeah, that's perfect.
All right, smooth.
It's going already?
Yeah.
You know it's already going. So I can get some behind the scenes and then
Yeah.
But yes, this is my mom and my dad. Um, yeah, welcome to the podcast, the Zoom podcast. So you guys already know the podcast is really just to help people with their businesses. Some people might be in like roadblocks in their businesses. You do hair, you've done a bunch of things. You got me into music, so like I guess we'll start with like what are some like just like quick tips you guys would want to give like mom for hair. I guess you could say to help people get started into their career. Like, where do you think they should like start? What do you think they should start learning? Because I know you started in the house.
Yeah.
But like some people feel like, oh, they can't start unless they get proper training or they go through the system or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah. So I would say if you wanted to get started in the hair business, hair, makeup, or beauty business, whichever, um, yeah, you can start anywhere. Like I started off in my, let me go back a little further. I started off when I was in college and I was doing all of my friends' hair, you know, so that we can go to the club and get ready. And, everyone's like, oh, you do hair? So next thing you know, everyone's in my room getting their hair done, real set, whatever it was, just so that we can be ready to go to the club. So it was Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And I wasn't even making like a lot of money. It was just like little chunk change just so I can, eat at the caf when my food card ran out or something like that. So, yeah, I started off there and then, I had you guys and then I was doing it in the house as a side hustle.
yeah.
Um, Still doing friends and family, but then it came to a point where like, okay, I think I really want to do this. And he already had a barbershop. So I was like, I could transport this, transition right into there. But at the time, I did not have a license. So it was, he had someone else working there that was willing to, help me get my license. Yeah. So it was easier. I was there, I was learning hands on. I still didn't have like a lot of clients or anything.
Yeah.
So, the Caribbean celebration on Elm Street. Yeah. So, like, I made a bunch of flyers. So back then, we made flyers.
Yeah.
Instead of yeah, instead of like posting and everything. But I made a bunch of flyers, and I was just like passing them out, and it pretty much just said free washing style kind of thing. And then like literally the next day I was like busy.
Yeah.
And from then on busy.
Yeah.
So
see, that's funny you say that too, because like the process of like I guess starting or marketing a business doesn't really change. You just really gotta find out where all of your people hang out.
Yeah.
So like me as a musician, it would technically be Spotify or Apple Music.
Right.
Because they stream, they don't buy CDs anymore. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So once you find out where they all hang out, you gotta find out how to drive traffic to your little booth in that hangout section. You know what I'm saying? So like you saying like you went to the Caribbean celebration and you're just like passing out flyers.
Passing out flyers. They were like orange and black.
You know what I'm saying?
I remember that them being that color because I didn't have any other paper. So I was like, you know what, whatever. So I just passed them all out, and then I just got busy from there. In that whole process, I was like still learning.
Yeah.
But if he hadn't started
The
barbershop, I probably would not have been doing that because that was a whole nother kind of um thing that I would have had to tackle
Yeah.
to get into that space.
Getting a little.
Yeah. So from there, I had my license, and then there wasn't, living in New Hampshire, there wasn't that much education for what I wanted
That's fair.
to do or offer to the community here. So that's when I just started traveling and learning and meeting people from like everywhere that I could. Anyone that was willing to like show me or teach me, that I was willing to learn.
So was that like your calling for you, or is it like, let me just get money, and then it just became deeper after the fact?
So I think hair is my calling, but it's more deeper than that because when you have someone sitting in the chair in front of you, there's a lot to talk about, and a lot of times it's what's happening in their life, or maybe they need to like do a brain dump or a life dump on what's happening in their life. So
you feel like you're more like, I'm not gonna say a therapist, but like
that whole idea.
You're more of an ear for people, and you just happen to do hair on the side.
Yeah.
Alright. I understand
like that. But yeah, it's whatever you feel like you're into, you just kind of embrace it, and yeah.
So Dad, you just let Mom like come into the shop and just take over?
It was perfect for me. I could move on. That's what I did, So yeah, I mean, to build on what she was saying, this chair has always been a therapist chair.
Yeah.
So that's what our community used to use.
Yeah.
We don't go to therapy like.
You talk to your barber.
You talk to your barber or your cosmetologist, whoever, and eventually, even when it comes to promoting stuff, it all stems from the community, and this is like, as how can I say this? As much as a doctor's office is needed, this is needed for other purposes on top of.
Yeah, in addition to those other things.
So, as far as for me, I started cutting hair in high school. That's how I was able to, maintain.
Just do the day-to-day
stuff. Maintain my little lifestyle back then. I was getting, haircut money. And then when I moved to New Hampshire, it was just like, do what you know. But for me, for some reason, I do things for a certain amount of time. And then after that, for some reason, always somebody that comes back behind me to build off for whatever it is that I've done. So I've kind of gotten used to that. And so I can't really say that I have like, as far as like she could say, when you ask somebody your calling, I don't think my calling is just to like do, because I've done so many things. And the amount of things that I've done, I know I can't count on both my hands, probably my feet, but they all connected, interconnected somehow, because I did music, I do music, I do hair, and I do sales. I mean, you name it, I think I've done it, but some people used to, the one guy used to tell me, like, the jack of all trades, master of none, but they never finished that quote, better than one, so.
You know what I'm saying?
At first, when I've never really, I heard that part from a lot of older people, like, jack of all trades. They all know the first part, that when they don't never finish the quote. When I finally heard the quote finish, I'm like, oh. So I haven't been doing, I haven't shortchanging myself. Like, so I got enough skills to survive any situation that that society can bring onto you. So,
because skills translate between, definitely.
Exactly. So I got a bit of everything, and I think that's really part of what made me what's created this person you see in front of you.
Yeah.
Sometimes you probably go back like, why am I not further? Why don't I have much more? Why don't it? But it really isn't about that, because once you realize this, I was reading this thing in this little article, and one guy was talking about 7 steps. In 3 minutes, he could tell you how to get rid of all your weaknesses. You get what I'm saying? He said basically his whole point was focus on whatever it is that you want to do.
Yeah.
Right? Lack of focus makes you weak at what you're trying to do.
Exactly.
So if you can focus on what it is that you know you're good at, then you can target your weaknesses. So I tried to, do the whole assessment of myself. I'm like, okay. So he said that he started with 7 archetypes that there is on this in life.
Which ones are these?
He said there's a healer all the way down to the knight to the king.
Oh, all right. I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
I've heard of these ones.
What he said when he was breaking them down, I'm like, damn, I think I got like at least 5 of those. Yo, I think I got like at least 5 of those, because I technically, when the first one, he was like, if you're a healer, these are the avenues you're supposed to travel. You get what I'm saying? In order for you to figure out, because once again, focus and weakness, they work hand in hand.
Balance.
You know what I'm saying? If you focus on your weaknesses, coming back to the other side, you're gonna see like, damn, I'm weak here, so I need to,
not compensate, but find a compliment.
But where do you find weakness? People feel weak when they don't know.
Exactly. It's just
when you don't know, you feel weak. You feel less. Everything that's less weak is still. That's not what you want to be.
Yeah.
Per se. But just knowing it is enough to tell you that, okay, I've identified it.
Definitely, yeah.
So now what do? Get rid of it, or do I make it my buddy? Do I live off of it? And at the end of the day, that's really the start of everything. You get what I'm saying? So, like, take you for instance, right? Yeah. You never knew you was gonna go down this path.
Yeah, you're right.
You never knew that.
At first, I thought, I'm like, I don't know why I wasn't thinking like far ahead. When I was like younger, I always thought college was the end goal. Oh, once I make it to college, I'll just learn how to
do this. No, it doesn't work like that. And that's why most people end up spending a lot of money trying to find out. Yeah. I call that therapy money. Yeah, because when you don't know,
so much
you put so much money trying to figure out who you are. Like, she went to college. We went to college together, right? She already knew what she was going to do from college, because she left. She was in college not for college.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying, dude? She was in college for the company, the friends, and the process and the service she provides to them was just like a glimpse of how you're supposed to live in life.
Yeah.
Like, you're not supposed to be going to work miserable every day.
Every day, yeah.
You're supposed to go to work, charged, happy to go do what you love every day.
Yeah. You're supposed to go to your community.
What you love. It doesn't matter. Some people, love for them could just be tearing the world up. But they're going to be the best at it. And they're happy. That's the key. The key to life is not about, like, I've heard so many, contradictive thoughts on what God is, right? God is, good. The devil is bad. And this is good. This is bad. But I've heard this old lady told me the greatest concept that I will never forget, right? She said, God don't care about what you do. He got no time to be paid. He got ants. Like when you imagine you to an ant, right? Yeah. And then you like, do you even give a damn what an ant is doing in their day-to-day life? Unless they come in your house, tracking up your floor, and you go spray something on the floor to get rid of it. That's what people do. So She was like, why would God give a damn about what you're doing with your life? You made a decision to come experience this. Whatever you do is on you. If it makes you happy, that's what you was looking for at the time. If it makes you upset, that's what you was looking for at the time. You know, some people actually want to experience certain emotions.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying to you? Like, I want to be mad right now.
Mainly because they need I feel like they need to do that because it's like in them to have to go through that expression.
It's a program that you
so
already
that
programmed.
they can release it
Yeah.
eventually.
So I was reading a book on something similar to that. It was about like how kids kind of act up on purpose just because they don't know what they're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
So they act up in front of you on purpose.
So you can help
guide
them
to the
figure
right
it out. But
Yeah.
that's what life's about. It's not a
Yeah.
question about. Just remember this, right? If you're gonna be a good guy, be the best at whatever it is you're gonna do.
Yeah.
Even if you're a bad person, whatever you're doing, negative stuff, be the best at it. That's it. That's the whole key to this whole thing. As long as you giving it your best, because everything on this planet is a test.
Yeah.
Mm.
And if you're going through a test, you don't even read the question to understand the question. Some people will sit like a whole year on one question. But when they finally get the answer, it changes, it's life changing.
Exactly.
So take your time, immerse yourself, even if it's the bad, because people always want to do good. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah,
It's a
be
balance.
There's two
It's
sides
a balance.
of the coin.
You
Yeah.
get what I'm saying to you? You could be going through the good your whole life. The day the bad hits you, you like, man, I'm hanging myself. I'm jumping off the roof. I'm committing suicide. All of these things are society's way of telling you, making you check out when you're not supposed to even be looking at checking out.
Yeah.
You know, your job is to get through this gauntlet.
Yeah.
You signed up. It's like going to an amusement park. I found out that amusement parks are bad for your health because I came off of a roller coaster. I couldn't move. When I was younger, I used to love doing stuff like that. I'm like, why did I ever like to do this stuff?
I don't know. I've never liked it. I don't know you guys.
Me neither.
But
Just
you
the
know,
idea of going up in the roller coaster and twirling and all that.
Oh
just
my
didn't-
goodness.
And then your heart's in your throat.
Yeah, never made
And then
sense.
it's in your
the
toes.
reason we did that is just like kids wanting to be scared. People pay to be scared.
They go through what you call
Yeah, the haunted
Yeah.
houses.
Yeah.
Like, I remember going up these roller coasters. All of us probably was scared, but when all of us are together, we like, I'm going, you ain't going. I'm
Exactly.
going, you ain't going. By the time you know it, man, you like,
Yeah, but so
Right at the top.
Yeah.
yeah.
But like, I
Yeah.
don't think I was ever like that. I always knew that I'm not going up there.
It's like, I'm not gonna
Yeah,
No,
there's some people that
know
that
I'm
know
not
that.
doing that.
Yeah.
Like if I was to ever like, okay, I'm gonna go experience this, knowing that I'm going to throw up at the end or be really dizzy or like be scared out of my mind. It's only because, like you said, you just needed to experience those different emotions to be over it.
That's
You know,
it.
but
Because
I'm not really.
it's like I told people, like, I remember one of my friends was talking about he went to go skydiving. Am I coming?
I love the experience that.
You see what I'm saying? You see the difference? A roller coaster. Look,
Alright.
a roller coaster. I'm just going woo 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 woo. Skydiving. You know how many chances
Yes,
of
but
you
that's
not making it?
the
But
thing.
listen, I didn't say I won't do it
You gotta flip
if
the
the
coin,
plane
open
is
at the
going
parachute.
down. Right? That's
Exactly,
the flip of a
exactly,
coin. If the plane is
exactly.
going down, I've already chosen I'm not going down with the plane.
Exactly.
I jumped.
That's different.
There's a shoe. You know what I'm saying? With purpose. I'm not just gonna go cowabunga bunza.
Oh my
Turn up.
gosh, I would do
See,
that.
but you would not do a roller coaster
I would not do roller coaster
because
Okay, so I would not do a roller coaster because of the whole aftermath. If I go up in a plane, listen, if I go up in a plane, I accept.
The aftermath.
So, like, I guess you could
I don't
say.
even like planes. I
I
don't
don't
like it. I really don't even
I
like
guess you could say.
it.
I guess you could say I look at it as the plain idea being black and white. Roller coaster is the gray. I don't like the gray
I
area.
can understand that. Cause
Like,
it's like,
You know?
I get the black and white. Black's gonna happen if the plane going down.
Yeah, but
I'm jumping.
yeah,
You know what?
you know what? I
I'm
my
not-
first my head.
There's
Yeah,
certain
I got
things I'm not gonna go try and defy because there's no need for it. There's gonna be a time for it where, all right, I just know I got kicking, my whatever it is that I have to then tell myself, it's time to jump, brother.
Yeah.
Jump. But now you telling me I'm going to volunteer to jump at the flip of a
Yes.
corner of a parachute.
Yes.
You're the best.
That right there.
There's a moment. There's moments in times.
Yes,
Nah.
I get all of that. It's just
What?
like people that get that drinks and then throw up,
Yeah.
nah.
and they still do it
Yeah.
because it's an experience. Like this whole life is the biggest experience you will ever have. Most people. That's why they keep telling you like, life is short. Enjoy it while you can.
Yeah.
Because that's all you came here to do. It's not to
Personally,
be.
when it comes to like drugs and drinking, like I've tried smoking, I tried drinking. I just don't enjoy any part of the process.
Yeah.
So it's like,
What's the point?
Yeah.
yeah, like some people enjoy it. Some people helps them with their stress.
Yeah.
That's cool, do you? But like me, I just don't enjoy any part of the process. Like
Yeah.
if I'm really that stressed, I'll sit in the room by myself.
Yeah.
I'll get over it. Like,
Yeah.
you know?
Some of those things, they say you inherit certain traits from your
I've heard that too.
ancestors or whatever past came. Some people, they inherit this ancestors' bad habits, while this one inherits their ancestors' gifts
Yeah.
or this, that, and the third. So understanding that this is what makes this experience so beautiful. Like
Yeah.
everybody got something, like whatever the playing field
A little
started.
snippet of.
Like
You know?
all the players on the field never change. The bench never change.
Yeah.
It's just new players. Cause even if I'm not even in the game, but I'm playing through you right
You know?
now. You get what I'm saying?
At least a piece of
a piece of you,
know
like
what I'm saying?
whatever
Yeah.
that kick, you got it from me, and I'm gonna enjoy it. Looking at me like, yeah, man, he just used my kick.
Exactly.
You know, so
yeah.
this is such a beautiful experience. We just gotta stop looking for something more than this.
Mm-hmm.
It's like trying to.
It's simple.
It's simple. Like
You can make it complex if you want, but everything's very simple.
it is very simple. It's just like it's basically like learning how to walk.
Mm-hmm.
All of that is an experience. Your first step, you're gonna fall flat, boom, but for some reason you're not too far off the floor, then you got a cushy butt. You know what I'm saying? Bow. You get up.
Simple.
It's simple. And the more experiences you go through, that's what removes the weaknesses from your temple. You get what I'm saying? It removes all the weaknesses because everything that you're afraid of is a weakness.
Mm-hmm.
The day you face it, it no longer holds that slot. So if you was doing 10-1, the more you do, the more you do, the more you balance out, get rid of all your weaknesses. And that's really it.
Balance.
At the end of the day, everything is being recorded at all time. But for what purpose?
Mm-hmm.
What do you have data for? For you to go back and look at it.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And the more data you create, the more you can go back and review.
Mm-hmm.
Some people go and review and make that, and turn that into a psychological warfare against themselves. But really, all you're supposed to do is just be like, I did that.
Yeah.
I've been through that. This shouldn't scare me anymore. And that, by the time you know it, there's nothing on here, no experience on it. It's like a guy that learned how to play the video game so well, he's the cheat code.
Exactly. They'd be like, this guy's hacking.
And there's a lot of people on this planet right now that literally are walking cheat codes.
Exactly.
All you have to remember, like, yeah, if you do this, This one guy was saying Bruce Lee, right? He didn't want too many moves. He said he just wanted one move that's gonna take care of everybody. You know what he did? He said he practiced. He said he practiced his one move, his one punch 10,000 times. He did this one punch.
Yeah.
So anybody that's following behind him, you 10,000 punches behind him.
Exactly.
That's funny.
You get what I'm saying to you? So Bruce Lee never really fought. All he ever was like to stand right here.
So to spin off of that, everyone has their one little thing in them that is that 1,000 punches at one time.
Yes.
That makes them completely unique
For that.
from the next.
Yeah, just that one thing
Just
separates
one
them.
thing- One thing separates them. Because we all have eyes, ears, noses, and everything like that. We all think, we all cry, all those kind of things. But there's that one thing that separates us from the next person.
And that's the mastery of this experience that we're having. Like, everybody can't be the same. Everybody can have similar traits, attributes, but I guarantee you, you make rice, it's not going to taste like how I make it. I'm not going to make it how you
Just
taste.
everyone having a unique perspective alone.
Yeah.
You know, like we have our own. Everyone has eyes, ears, mouths, but
What
just the
you
fact
see,
that you had your own set for me,
Yeah.
completely different experience.
Experience.
Yeah.
exactly. That's why I say everybody is here by themselves.
Yeah.
Everybody else that you see, you put them there.
Yeah.
To entertain you.
So when you like, I'm kind of glad that you started doing this podcast.
Yeah.
Because I remember being on social media like all the time.
Yeah.
Every day.
Yeah.
Couldn't get off of it.
Yeah.
Posting, chatting, talking, all this. And then one day I was just off.
Yeah.
And not on it anymore. And I'm like, you know, and then I started some other businesses, and then I'm like, oh, I got to get back on. And now I'm in this mind space where I'm like, I need to have this, and this in order to get back on.
Yeah.
But like, you're doing it where we're just in any space now, and we're just...
That was the main point of this, because I really want people to know, like, the main point of this, because this is a personal brand, right? A personal brand builds all your other brands from like this point on, because people aren't buying the product anymore. They're buying the lifestyle behind the product.
Right.
So what's the best example of the lifestyle?
Yeah.
The person living that, you know?
Yeah.
So you're that brand, that lifestyle.
Right.
So people watching me, they be like, oh, I want to do what Des is doing with this podcast. So I'm like, all right, cool. It's bare minimum. Phone, and some tripod, good editing software. I don't even have microphones.
Right.
No headpieces, no microphones.
This is
wing it.
The realest and the rawest.
You know what I'm saying? And everyone has a phone. And if not, you can get pretty close to it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And even if you have like a flip phone, the BlackBerry,
there's people who like that old vintage vibe. You just gotta make it work for your situation.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Just do it.
Just do it.
Yeah.
Even if you don't have a camera, just talking on mic.
Yeah.
That's it.
Voice memos, whatever you gotta do. But yeah, just starting bare minimum, it really like it shows that it's not about the camera, it's not about the equipment. It's about
always been you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The lifestyle you live, the brand, whatever you're saying, like it's about what you're providing them, not what you have.
Right.
You know, the equipment you have.
Right.
So that's why I keep it very low budget. But yeah. Oh man. Let me check the camera right quick, matter of fact, just to make sure it's still going.
Oh, wow, it's still going. Half hour.
Wow.
Let me see. I had some questions about let me say this, right? So you guys definitely influence like how I go about business a lot. Cause Dad, you always been good at like starting businesses, I feel like, and creating like systems to make the business work for you. You know? And Mom, you've always been good at like maintaining a business long term and like putting energy into that business to make it grow. So like I try to incorporate both of you guys as like aspects into what I do. So for example, like I use like AI to like edit my clips and stuff. So I have more energy like you to put into making these videos, you know what I'm saying? And also other aspects of my life because I feel like a big theme in my life has been like work-life balance. Cause back in the day, like when I was at the studio, I would just make music and not eat. Like literally just sleep, make music.
So here's that trick that I probably gave you. A little snippet. Here
exactly. So I'm trying to get to a point where like everything works for me. Cause even like down to like, cause other artists go through this when it comes to their marketing. They say like, yeah, like I built my career up, but now I can't stop the machine. Otherwise, everything dies off. Yeah. And that happens especially in music too. But like, there's some like anomalies in like the music industry. Like, let's say like Kendrick Lamar or Travis Scott, right? They don't have to drop a song for years. Like, well, Kendrick Lamar, he didn't drop his album since like 5 years before his like previous one. Travis Scott, I think it was like 3 to 5 years for Utopia from Astroworld. So it's like at the same time they make timeless music. So it's like their music, they made music to such a quality to where it could last that long, and they were still relevant in like new times too. So like,
so basically, what you're trying to say is anything that you do, like she was saying, you have a way of making something that only you know how to create that formula. It's a recipe.
Exactly.
So the key is having your own recipe apart from everybody else. Everybody know how to make cornbread, but not everybody cornbread tastes the same.
Exactly.
So your key is you can see their formula, you want to apply it to your life. It's simple, but you're not going to use the same ingredients.
I can't.
You know? There's no way you can.
You can't. So knowing that is, we all learn from each other in the sense that, yeah, I see him doing 24 hours a day. How he managed to do 24 hours a day? Yeah. Okay. So now, like you said, you're going to find out, like, well, I got AI. I've been sleeping for 8 hours. You know what I'm saying? I got AI cutting my stuff up. But you didn't know that.
Exactly.
You hear what I'm saying to you? Exactly. So I'm hard working. I'm doing what I'm doing. But everybody's formulas, recipe, schedule, whatever, however you want to call it, it has to cater to your happiness.
Definitely.
That's the key to all of this.
Chasing your own happiness.
Yeah, because happiness is fleeting just like anything on this planet, you know? But the juggling act is to maintain them balls up, and not drop none. They can actually add some more balls. You still got to keep the circle going. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? But that circle cannot exhaust you.
Exactly.
It shouldn't.
It shouldn't exhaust you. If it's exhausting you, that means you're not running efficiently.
Exactly. That means you're jumbled up.
It's like driving a car that's overheating. The cooling system is not operating properly. So you're going to overheat. And when you overheat, you either shut down. Some people never shut back on. Yeah. You know, so it's one thing I realized about at this stage of my life. Like I keep telling them, like I already know what I don't want to do, and I'm not gonna mention that anymore.
Yeah.
Now, only thing I'm gonna mention is my step 1 to whatever million steps it takes to get where I'm going. Like step 1, I got that done. Step 2, and that's what I'm gonna focus on.
Yeah.
And once you're able to do that, you're going to figure out, do I really need to do this part? Just like how you say, do I really need to do this much music? Or do I need to just take my time, take a year to do one song? But that song is so done, got video, the whole package, like everything is done with it.
it can sit.
It's like a file. I file out of the way. Next one, file out of the way. Now, I did so much. I could actually pick from my files.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? But nobody got to that point without doing a bunch of work, prep work.
Exactly.
It's like when you go to the kitchen, the prep work behind it. Some people probably wake up at 4 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
We had a restaurant. We used to wake up like 4 in the morning just for prep work.
You guys had a restaurant.
By the time the prep work is done, we don't even open till like 11.
Yeah.
All that is prep work. But the food, when you come out, you smell the food, everything, like, man, that must have been, no, it didn't.
Exactly.
It wasn't quick. But
exactly.
the end result is what people see. So even when you're showing people behind the scenes, you can't give them too much.
Yeah.
Because then, knowledge is the key for relief.
Mm-hmm.
You understand me? Like you said, you find the right information to the cell, the cells start working to repair this. It's your cell, everything is a cell. So once you figure out your recipe, you understand me, your archetype.
Yeah.
You see how you figured out you like music?
Mm-hmm.
Because you said you didn't eat. You didn't care.
Exactly.
You didn't even cross your mind.
You didn't even cross your mind because that's how interested you were at what you were doing in discovery. And that's really that's the battery. That's the energy behind everything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It becomes like bliss. Like,
how bad do you want to do this? Like, your thermostat has to be on overheat for it to be like, man, it's about to get hot in here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But some people like, man, your thermostat is that under 50. You think it's going to heat up this place? No, bro. You need more heat.
Exactly.
More friction. You got to go touch. You got to do this. You got to do a whole lot more than the average person.
Yeah.
Like, an average soccer player, right? For them to do one of these tricks, they might have had to do that trick 10,000 times without even knowing that they did it 10,000 times.
Exactly.
But there's a magic number.
Mm-hmm.
They say
that once they hit that number, they break through that wall.
Yeah, when you go to the gym, you go to the gym for first week. You go to the gym the first day, you like nothing happening. Second day, nothing happening. But once you reach like 100 days,
you're like,
everyone's gonna see it on you too.
Exactly.
Because those first couple of days is just getting the form down.
Yeah.
And then after you get the form down, then you're actually lifting for strength.
And you're looking,
you know what I'm saying?
You're looking to see like, what does this do? But you won't find the answer in the first trimester, in the first half or more. You probably won't even find. You probably reach 100 days. Don't see nothing until you did the 101 day.
Yeah. And that's another reason why I'm doing these. I'm cutting all these videos up.
For the days.
It's helping me get more reps in.
Days. Exactly.
So I just post it as much as possible. And once I see, you know what? This video just got me the most gains in all these. So like instead of doing curls, start doing push-ups. Push-ups are better than doing curls, whatever. You see whatever works the best.
Yes.
I start doing more of that, and you keep testing
the recipe. Come back to a recipe, and the recipe will, like any recipe you follow from beginning to end, the only thing you're gonna get is human error.
Exactly.
You didn't put one extra egg, or you turned the fire up too high because you thought you knew. That's the human error. Yeah. But any recipe that's followed from beginning to end must result the outcome. Mm-hmm. So life is simple, fellas. Ladies and gents, life is very simple. Love what you do. That is the major component. The biggest, like if that was 100% out of 100, that's like 60% of everything.
Yep.
The rest you can buy, you can hire, you can fire, you can do all of that. But there's 60% that's all your energy. That has to come from your heart.
So all that energy makes it feel like you have infinite energy too.
Yeah, that's the sprinkle, like the fairy dust on everything that keeps everything together. Without that, you cannot achieve anything. And also remember too, there's a time to work and a time for rest.
Yeah.
You can try to do 24 hours a day and work 24 hours a day, but when you crash,
Mm-hmm.
you're going to crash for a week. So did you gain anything?
Exactly.
It's all about balance.
Balance.
You know, they got statistics that say people that speed trying to get somewhere in the car only manage to gain like 5 minutes. Like,
Yo, everyone feels like they're getting everywhere fast.
yeah. And I've seen it. Unless you actually double your speed and the speed limit, there's no difference you're gonna see, and I would not recommend that. Don't try to
It's like slow and steady rinse and rinse.
Yes.
Going nowhere fast.
Fast. All of those things apply to life.
Mm-hmm.
So if you take your time, pick your right ingredients, refine your recipe. When you put a product out, it's undeniable. There's products that sells themselves. You know what I'm saying? Because once people get a taste of it, they can't let it go. And that's really your whole goal. Put your best foot forward on anything that you do. You must get real results.
Yeah.
And you probably going to outdo your expectations.
Yeah.
But put the time in to refine your recipe first.
Definitely.
The moment you do that, all the work is done.
Mm-hmm.
All you're going to find, like, okay, this guy is good at mixing dough. This guy is good at making icing. I got them in the same room. They don't like each other. It doesn't matter. All right, you stay over here. You stay over here. Everything revolves around me because this is my vision.
Yep.
So if ever you go work for somebody, don't ever forget that it's their vision you're helping.
Exactly.
If you don't accept that, if you don't accept helping, don't go there.
Mm-hmm.
The same thing. Don't let nobody come into your vision
and try to
dictate how your vision is gonna go because they don't know. They got this saying that tell you, I just gave you enough to hurt yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know what I'm about to do. You know what I'm saying? Because just like how they tell you the sensei never teaches the student the last move, because still doesn't know the student's heart. Because sensei, I want to learn. But how I know you ain't trying to kill me after you learn my last move?
We gotta have that one extra move.
That one extra move, you know what I'm saying? And that's what, that's what nature reserved for you.
Mm-hmm.
He gave you the right of creation, and the right of creation gave you understand me, the discernment to who you give you this move to, who you teach your last move.
If you ever teach it.
If you ever teach it, because you might not feel anybody's worthy of learning it, because they probably misuse it.
Yeah.
Because you even have children, you probably like, man, I'm not going to give him this because he about to go tear the world up.
You gotta know that.
You know what I'm saying? So, that's what it is. Education is the beginning, but education is not what people think. It's not about going to sit on the school bench.
Yeah.
Some people learn different.
Yeah.
Yeah,
example,
some people learn different.
I dropped out of college. Sheesh.
This guy went to college for the first month.
It was...
No, I figured it out like a month.
3 weeks.
Like a month. I'm like, Pop.
And he was miserable every day.
I said, Pop,
that place, what?
What's up with school? He's like, oh, I stopped going. I'm like, what? Like, he didn't even breathe.
And I'm like,
Yo, I couldn't breathe.
He didn't even breathe. How some people like when they're about to tell you something they know you're not gonna like. He was like, I said, Pop, so what's up with school? Oh, I stopped going. And then he like, next question, like, he changed the subject. He's like, so, yeah, I got a question, Dad. I'm like, yeah, wait a minute, let's go back. You stopped going? Yeah, look, yeah. I said, huh? Why? He's like, it's not for me. I said, you sure about that?
It's good that you realize that about yourself.
Once he said that, I'm like, yo, my mom's was like, so, what's up? I'm like, oh.
I still didn't tell her.
Yeah.
Still not gonna tell her.
I said, so I had to, the same way you probably felt, that's how I was feeling. I was feeling about telling her, like, he stopped going. I'm like, yeah, he said he stopped going. Then I ran off. She's like, wait, she followed me. Yeah, she followed me, right? She's like, what do you mean? I said, he said that's not for him. Like, I can't, this is the 2000 babies. We can't put hands on them no more. You know what I'm saying? So, what you want me to do?
You said what you said. I
He
did
said
what
what
I
he
could.
said. I did what I could. I told him why he should or why he shouldn't. But when he told me why he don't want to, I actually understand him. You know, she's like, I'm like, yeah, but
Okay.
I'm like, but look, lo and behold, this guy taught himself how to do everything that he's doing
Yeah.
by reading, researching.
Yeah.
I literally went to my own school.
Yeah,
So-
versus somebody telling him, you know, this is the. Remember they was trying to tell me, oh, he needs ADHD pills. I'm like, why?
No, I remember when you didn't want to read.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay, let me help you read. Let me help you do this. And I don't know if you were just like playing me or something, but like one day, next thing you know, a book is getting delivered to the house. And I'm like, who ordered this? Oh, that's mine. I'm like, you ordered a book? And it wasn't just a book. It was like that thick. And the next thing you know, more books, more books, more books. He's like, I just didn't want to read what they were giving me, which is good because what they have sometimes is not
I don't know. They were like,
everything you need to
they're
read.
like, yeah, let's read Charlotte's Web today. I'm like, I don't care about a talking spider.
I
Get stuff like,
Right.
I don't know.
But that's what I remember. That's
I
a
got a whole
conversation.
library. I'm like, wow,
You know what I'm saying?
That's a conversation we ended up having.
Mhm.
She was like, well, shoot, he should be going to school. I said, well, you went to school. Did you really go to school? She's like,
no, I was doing hair.
I was doing hair. I'm like, see, there you go.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, I'm like, you know, look at what he's doing now. I'm like, you know, all that stuff he's doing at the studio. It was research and reading.
Exactly.
He did it. That I'm like, I remember when the teachers, when we went to school, the lady was like, you know, the teacher was like, yo, he doesn't want to do this, that, and I'm like, what does he not want to do? I'm like, what's the problem? He like, you know, while everybody else is participating, he doesn't want. I'm like, okay, what's the problem? He can't do the work. She's like, no, he does. He already does. Oh, he did all his work. But I'm like, oh, so he's
Bored.
done.
So he's bored.
He already did your work.
Oh.
Now you want him to sit through all of this. Does he understand what he's doing? Yes. So I'm like, so what's the problem here? You know what I'm saying? She's like, well, you know, this is school. You're supposed to. I'm like, but
Follow directions.
he's supposed to do it. But I'm like, but does he owe you any work? She's like, no. I'm like, so she's like getting a little upset with me. And this is like, I'm not getting her point. I'm like, does he owe you any work? She couldn't answer that. She's like, no, he doesn't. I'm like, I'm gonna talk to him. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna set him straight. I'm like, Bob, so the problem is you just don't want to sit there and listen to something being told to you 100 times. That's your problem.
Yeah.
I'm like, I have a problem with that too. But you're lucky you live in an era, in the 2000 eras, things has changed. You get to express yourself.
That's mad funny. And the thing is, I didn't even know like why I was doing that until like I got to psychology class. Cause that lady real life studied her students. Like, yeah, I felt like a normal everyday class. She was sitting there watching us as we're all over the class. Cause like one of my friends next to me, he's like, man, bro, this guy doesn't even take notes. And he still be passing all these tests. He's like, he just listens. He just got to listen once and he gets it. That's it. So you guys all learn differently. Des just listens, he gets it. I'm like, what? Who
That's
knew?
it.
Who knew? And then, cause like I would be doing projects like the period before, passing in and passing.
And then you're done. You don't want to go sit.
You know what I'm saying?
That was the whole thing with me. I don't want to sit through a class. Like in high school, me and my friends, what we used to do, one of us will go to the class today. Get all the notes, do all the homework.
Yeah.
Everybody get one.
Yeah.
When it's your turn, you do all the notes, do all the classwork, you turn one in for me too.
Exactly.
So the teacher could not figure out what's going. She like, you guys, missed the same amount of classes in my school, but not the same day. But I have all your work. You always pass the test. What can I do about your attendance? She like, but we always pass the class. Like, the key to people, nobody wants to tell you something repeatedly.
Mhm.
And nobody wants to hear the same thing repeatedly. It's like,
Yeah.
don't worry about my ears. I don't want to worry about your mouth.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying to you? Can we like live in this same world? Like my head and my mouth don't bother each other.
Yeah.
You know, so it's what most people have to realize nowadays. There's a bunch of things that's coming. Like, you know, people are making a conclusion about. Like, they're coming to a conclusion that half of these things that we are forced to go through as a learning curve, a learning process, not everybody welcomes that.
Yeah.
And not everybody want to be the same. Like, you know, because school is basically like the army in a
Yeah.
sense. Everybody go there to come out the same.
Yeah.
They're not.
Employees, pretty
In my time, they had a bunch of creative things that you can put your time in. They had drama, art, all of these
That's
things.
where I was at.
And
They've been slowly like cutting that out.
they
I
cut
feel
that out to the point where, like, you guys are becoming military. That's it. Like,
They
learn
don't
this.
even care if you know how to read. Which
Yeah.
is crazy to think
Learn
about.
this, learn that, pass, and then ship you off to this section. It's like all these movies you see about, you know, red, blues, everybody, or you.
That's Bloods and Crips right there.
I seen this thing lately. It's like they're like all like the top, like or like the strongest or top predators or like animals in the world. They're very sparse, and all the other animals where there's a bunch of, they're farmed. So people are really just farming people nowadays.
Exactly.
So that's why I don't think they care about education like that, because they're just farming employees.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. So if you have a child, they only learn in this one spectrum.
Mhm.
You would not. All you're creating is robots
Mhm.
that's gonna be miserable and regret that they didn't experience this great experiment.
Yeah.
Cause your job, your all of these things that we're doing here, yes, it's to helps us. It's to play a part in society.
Mhm.
But out of 24 hours, they give you 8.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
8 for you, 8 for somebody else, and 8 to rest.
Yeah.
So all that time, I go to school for 8 hours to learn stuff. After a certain amount, after a certain amount of grades, you learn like life.
Mhm.
You know, life. What I'm saying, like something. You know, life goals, life education.
Oh, you need like life education.
Life
at that point.
education,
Yeah.
like, yo, can you cook for yourself? Can you clean yourself? Can
Exactly.
you wash yourself? Can
Like
you
home
do it?
ec stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, I heard there was like
They're getting rid of all that.
no, I heard that they used to teach that like you're supposed to learn all that stuff like by 6 or
By
something.
6.
Yes.
That's what I was gonna say. But everywhere in the world is doing that except for here. Like, take Haiti for instance.
Yeah.
A 6, like you see Nico, right?
Yeah.
Nico is still sheltered.
Yeah.
To the point where, like, he doesn't understand, like, bro, you should have been doing, like, a whole bunch of things on your own already.
Exactly.
It's the fact that, because at his age, we should have been able to walk to school, back to home, and know a bunch of things. It's not that he can't do it.
He's
It's just like the way the world is right now, we won't allow you.
yeah, no, I understand
You know
that.
what I'm saying? Lighting a fire with sticks like you know,
Campfire?
a campfire. He's supposed to know that before 6.
Yeah.
But we're here with a stove with gas. You don't trust the gas.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying to you? So as we progress, we're losing a bunch of survival skills,
Mhm.
life skills that we don't get taught. And the thing about it, the school, you have 2 education. Your home education will tell you how to say please, thank you.
Yeah.
That's your home education. School education is supposed to show you how to build a chair,
Mm-hmm.
which was home ec, how to cook a meal, how to start a fire, how to put a fire, how to deal with a fire. All of these things. Some of these things you don't learn until you hit a certain grade.
Yeah, doing your
But
taxes.
before 6, you're not even in school at 6, right?
No, like what? Like what? 4 or 5.
Yeah,
So like you get like kindergarten, preschool stuff. So like
yeah. So
doing basic math and then playing with blocks and stuff like that.
yeah, but
I assume.
No, we were doing a lot at 4.
that's for
Yeah, he was great.
Yeah, we were like cooking and at 4 and 5 at.
That sounds great. I
Yeah.
don't think they would ever let us touch the store.
because what happened is
we were in the because we were in a schoolhouse at like age 4 and 5.
yeah,
And the schoolhouse allowed for like different classrooms to go into the kitchen with the school chef
chef to learn.
and like prepare food.
Yeah. No, see, you taught me how to cook eggs.
Yeah.
Scrambled eggs. You cut in the 4 and then
Wash your clothes.
Yeah, exactly.
I had a list right there next to the washer and dryer. This is how you do it. Sort your clothes first. All of that.
Exactly.
Yeah, so all of these things, that's what's important.
Mm-hmm.
And we veered off to the survival mechanism of this whole learning curve, right?
Mm-hmm.
We veered off into something else where, like you're saying, we're just creating factory, what you call it?
Yeah, we're farming people.
We're farming people to the point where, like, this group only knows this. This group only knows that. This group only knows that. So you put this group over there, that's useless. You put this group over there, they're useless. Well, back then, you supposed to, you done did so much that anything that they put in front of you, you're okay. That's what that is. 'Cause every stage you're supposed to learn something new.
Yeah.
And what's been happening is the dynamics of the nuclear family has been played with.
Yeah.
And now the school has been raising kids.
Yeah.
And the teachers don't get paid enough. They're not satisfied. So they're like, man, I'm going to give you what you paid for.
Exactly.
I'm going to turn out whatever they want. I just got to get my paycheck. So this whole system, all of these things are happening. But remember, everything that starts, it goes up, plateaus, and then it starts coming down.
Everything has to change at some point, yeah.
We're on the cusp of change right now.
Mm-hmm.
And everything is going to go right back to what it was, caveman style. I don't care what anybody say eventually.
I'm already seeing the trends, like all
Yeah.
like especially like all these short form content, it's always, hey, they didn't teach you how to do this in school, so learn how to build a fire. Or, learn how to, this is the real way to wash your clothes.
It's like, if you don't have a tent, this is how you shelter from.
Don't know.
Exactly.
And they won't know because the net is basically like a second home in your mind. They want people living in their minds versus being physical and outside touching, physically touching things. They want you to visualize it in your head.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, that's making whatever generation that's coming like that's putting that out, that's making them weak. They're strong, yeah, in interfacing, or interacting with electronics, but the human aspect of surviving, they lost that.
Yeah.
But that's just the beginning of, because like when you say that they want them to envision it in their mind, it's really whatever was put out there for them to capture it.
That's all they.
That's the illusion of the vision that is their reality. So they're not even getting the whole picture. They're just getting that little clip.
Yep.
And take that clip, store it. Every time I say this, bring that clip up.
So that's what that means.
Mm-hmm.
But really, there's how to cut the potatoes, how to wash the potatoes.
And you're supposed to be able to grow a potato after.
Grow the potato.
If this come out of the potato, cut it and put it in the herb.
Yeah.
You'll get another potato. But all of this knowledge, everybody moved into high rises, cities, concrete.
Mm-hmm.
the trees are planted by man versus a natural habitat of trees, water, everything naturally there.
Yeah.
Nobody knows how to do that. It's like somebody go camping, you're an adventurous. You know what I'm saying? This guy's adventurous, man. I need a camper. Wow.
So,
That's like, that's supposed to be common knowledge, bro. You know?
Not funny. I went camping shit for the first time like a while ago.
Yeah.
It was hard.
What? Yo, we thought we were gonna start because I couldn't start the fire. I'm like, oh man, we can't start this fire. She's crying. She's like, we're not gonna eat. I'm hungry. I'm like, oh man.
Y'all should have taken that experience.
That would have been a good podcast.
So I'm like, man, lighter fluid.
They still couldn't fly.
Still, finally got it. I'm like, babes, we made it. We made it. We're gonna eat some.
You guys wasn't so happy.
Oh man, we ate good too right after. Man, I did not want to let that
But
fire
just
go
those
down.
little basics.
I went crazy. I remember my first time starting a fire, right? This is Brooklyn. They took my mom made me join the Boy Scout. I joined the Boy Scout for 1 week, yo. The first week, we went out to Jersey to this park. We were supposed to spend the whole weekend out there.
Yeah.
The whole weekend it rained. So we were supposed to learn how to build a fire, pitch a tent, this, that, and the rain screwed all that up.
Yeah.
Tent got water in it, fire wouldn't start. It's like 2 days. We either ate all the candy, whatever stuff we bought.
Yeah.
Only thing we had left was ramen noodles.
Tough.
But Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we got a little break. Wet wood, couldn't start no fire. But we got a break. We was able to find some stuff inside the tree, a fallen tree, to take, da. So we finally found some wood that wasn't that bad because we had collected a bit.
Yeah.
Before they started to rain when we got there. If we didn't do that, we would have been stuck, right?
Yeah.
We got the fire started, to say the least.
Yeah.
Do you know what was the most satisfying part?
What?
Boiling hot water. The hot water was boiling. Everybody put it in their cup of noodles we ate.
Yo, right quick, right? Because we're running out of time. So look, right? You guys are working on some stuff. I'm working on some stuff. So if you guys want to talk about, because sometimes you don't want to tell people what you're working on.
Yeah.
Anything that you guys are working on right now that you want to talk about, right quick, Mom first.
Yeah. So right now I am working on a few things, but to sum it up, pretty much gonna be looking to gain some inspiration in other parts of the world so that I can kind of like reset myself so that I can see different things and learn how to balance my time, because I have an issue with balancing work and life and family. So eliminating some of the things that I believe don't serve me anymore, whether it's work or not, or certain clothes in my closet, whatever. Just pretty much getting a cleansing that way.
All right. And that?
Well, me, I was just basically spending a little time to figure out what I want to do.
You went through your reset period,
Yeah, so I took a break from all of the stuff that I was running around doing. I just actually I'm trying to close that chapter out.
Yo.
Right now, I'm just brainstorming
what the next couple of steps are.
Yeah, I'm basically, incubating right now.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, let me tell you what I'm working on. So I'm gonna drop my album soon. Finally, finish it. I want to release a children's book as a merch to go with it. So like, it's gonna be kid friendly, of course, but I want it to be. I want it to be something that parents and kids can get something out of. You know what I'm saying? So like,
a children's book for everyone.
Listen to this though.
Yeah.
You see, one thing I'm actually doing digital marketing right now.
Yeah.
When you just said that,
Hmm.
one thing you always gotta remember: you see, children and music,
Yeah. Going in.
they do, but the content now.
Yeah.
You gotta be careful with your content. You can't be saying F this,
Yeah. No,
way goo goo gaga on the, with a book, and you trying to package them together. You get what I'm
I
saying?
understand.
So if you know your lyrics are gonna offend anybody, your target audience,
Just be my.
you shouldn't mix it.
Alright.
Basically, like if you want to release a children's book, you can just release your children's book on a different.
It's on the we're not moving.
You get what I'm saying? On a different avenue.
I got you.
Meaning, like, you don't want a child and a grown up in the same lane at the same time.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But the book, a children's book, the beautiful thing about a children's book, it can be done in a day as long as your thought process is there.
Yeah.
But it takes its own form once it starts going, because children's product.
Mm-hmm. So
adhere
you think
to-
I should do 2 separate books? Because I
Yes.
still want to make a children's book like in the style of a children's book.
You can do that.
Alright.
But once again, your content and your music
I
have
think
to
kids are
has
towards
to-
one.
reflect. You know, you can't put two things together if they don't mix.
Alright. That makes sense.
So if you're gonna be talking goo goo gaga, you can't be saying the same words like F this, F that. You know what I'm saying? Those two things don't mix. So if you want to sell a book, you can just, that's a different project that you just push by itself,
Alright.
which will get you there because you already have a name for yourself already.
Mhm.
So the fact that like he wrote a children's book, they'll go to, you have different viewers, different audiences you target, just like, you know,
Yeah.
mothers.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? That wants to,
Yeah.
but
I
you
understand.
can't put those two together unless it's a bad baby, like Boss Baby. You know what I'm saying?
Alright.
So,
But that's it. Thank you guys very much.
yeah.
Ah.
That was a lot of talking.
Alright.
You like to talk though.